Howdy pals, and I wanted to do a video this time about whether you should stop doing Zazen if you're freaking out. One of the questions people ask me a lot is how long should I do Zazen? Like how much time? And it's kind of up to you. The standard sort of format for sitting in Soto Zen tends to be 40 minutes or 30 minutes. In Rinzai Zen, they tend to do periods of 25 minutes. So it's kind of up to you. But one of the things I often tell people is do as much as you can handle. If it's only 5 minutes is better than nothing, better than not doing it at all. One rule I find useful, like a rule of thumb sort of rule, is do as much Zazen as you can stand and then do 5 minutes more. So if 20 minutes is like, oh my god, I can't take this anymore, do 25 minutes. And if 25 minutes is like that, then do 30. The reason is because that extra time, that little bit of time when you're just like, I can't do this anymore. This, I think, in retrospect, after years of doing the practice, has been one of the most valuable things that I've ever gotten out of Zen. It was this ability to sit through those last 5 minutes or last 10 minutes or last 40 minutes when it's just excruciating. And I don't mean excruciatingly painful. Pain is one of those things that's kind of funny. Usually I tell people in terms of pain, if you have pain anywhere in your body, it's probably good to tough it out, the one exception being the knees. The only thing I know of that you can actually damage through Zazen practice, physically damage, is your knees, because that posture is hard for some people, especially people who are Westerners who grew up sitting in chairs. We're not used to bending our knees that way, so you can do damage and you can hurt yourself, so don't do that. But if it's not in the knees, that my modus operandi, or whatever word you want to use for it, is just to sit through it. It's just to tough it out. Just take it. This thing about the last 5 minutes or last 10 minutes or something, one of the things that's been really good for me is going on retreats. So I recommend people do retreats whenever possible. I tried to do it at least once a year for a long time, and now I lead retreats all the time, so I do, I don't know, a dozen retreats a year or something crazy like that. But one a year is probably good enough for most people. And during retreats, you're sitting, and then you get up and walk for a while, then you sit some more, and then you get up and walk, and you sit some more, and depending on the format of the retreat, you might do other things, but mostly you sit, and you sit, and you sit, and you sit. And during those sits, you can come up to circumstances, maybe that's for want of a better word, where it just feels like you can't do it anymore. Like, my God, if I don't jump up and get out of my seat right now and run away, I'm just going to explode. I can't take it. And the good thing about retreats is you've got this social pressure of you're sitting in a room with 10 or 20 other people, and they've all committed to doing this practice for the whole week or weekend or whatever amount of time you're doing it for. And that can be a big sort of encouragement, pressure is probably better than encouragement, to not give up. To be like, well, if I get up and run away, everybody's going to see me do that, and I'm going to look like an idiot, and I'm going to disturb everybody's meditation, and so forth and so on. There's a lot of reasons when you're in a group that you can't get up and run away, or that you don't want to get up and run away. I learned from those experiences an ability to kind of sit through anything, which has really served me well in the rest of my life. The most immediate example was when I was doing the most of my zazening and retreating. I was also working for Tsuburaya Productions in Japan, which was maybe not a typical office job, but it was an office job with interminable meetings like you often had. And the meetings, in my case, were all in Japanese, which I could speak and understand Japanese, but it was not my first language, so I had a hell of a time. And if you're in a really tedious meeting and everybody's speaking a language which you're understanding like 78% of, it makes it even worse. And those meetings became a lot easier to take, and other more serious things, like when I had kidney stones, I was able to kind of sit with the pain and not try to run away from it. I mean, you can't run away from it, so you just kind of go, I'm going to feel it. It was really useful. And just family dinners and things that are boring. It's good training for those kind of things. For situations that you are in that you don't want to be in, but you have to be in, various kinds. I'm sure you can think of the ones that you deal with in your life. They're always different. It was great training, and it had the added effect of making me able to notice more of what life was offering me. Notice the beauty of things, the beauty of even ordinary stupid things, or the enjoyment inherent in just ordinary tasks like cleaning the toilet or raking leaves, or something like that, pumping gas, whatever it happens to be. Noticing how I can be present even in those times. That was a great help. So my advice, if you're freaking out during Zazen, just keep sitting. Just don't stop. Keep with it. Stick with it. It'll be really valuable. So there you go. Stick with your Zazen. Thanks for watching. As always, I am supported by donations, and the links are down below for Patreon and PayPal. You can donate by PayPal if you want. If you're worried about Patreon and some of the shady things that are going on with them these days, donate through PayPal. As far as I know, they aren't shady. Or if you want to send me a check, like I mentioned last time, sometimes people do that. You can write me an email, and I can tell you how to do that. Anyway, thanks a lot. Really appreciate your support. See you next time.